Hello. Today we're going to make avocado egg rolls. So we're going to need salt and pepper. We're going to need avocados. You're going to need 3 avocados for this recipe. Egg roll wrappers. I'm going to put those off to the side for the moment. We're going to need 1 Roma tomato. You're going to need the juice of 2 limes, so make sure you have 2 limes on hand. You're going to need 2 diced garlic cloves. You're going to need a bunch of cilantro. Just clean up our board here. You're going to need 1/3 of a cup of sour cream or Greek yogurt, and 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise. So the other thing that we're doing is we have our oil heating to 360 degrees. You want to keep an eye on that, make sure it doesn't get too hot too fast. So the first thing we're going to do is make our sauce. Okay, so we're going to make our sauce first. While we have our oil heating, I have a thermometer there, so we're going to put in our 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise, our 1/3 cup of sour cream or Greek yogurt, depending on what you want, but you want something that's got tang in it, so that's why I chose Greek yogurt. I'm going to put 2 cloves of garlic. I'm going to put half the amount of lemon juice that I have here, which is the juice of 1 lemon. We're going to reserve the rest for our avocado filling. And we're going to put the majority of the chopped parsley that I have here, so it comes out to about 1/4 of a cup. Okay, just reserve the rest of that. So I've got my sauce all put together, and it's literally just a matter of mixing this all up. And you can add more cilantro if you'd like. If you have people who don't care for cilantro, you can use parsley. It's not going to have exactly the same flavor. But you can see it's runny enough, right? So, but it'll cling to your dish. So that's our sauce that we're going to be dipping into. You just want to make sure that it's all mixed up together. Our next step is to get the filling ready. So you want to make sure you have some ripe avocados. You can tell because they have a little bit of give. You want to cut them around their circumference and then twist and open. This is a perfectly beautiful avocado. I'm just going to close that up just to prevent a little oxidation while I get the other 3 sliced. And I'm slicing and checking to make sure that I've cut all the way through. That's why you see me doing that. And last one right here, slicing all the way through, turning my knife, and you can see I can pull that right out. So now you want to get all of the flesh out of the avocado. So we're going to do that, scoop it out. And the riper it is, the easier it's going to be. Scoop it out and put it into your bowl. So let's get all of that done. All right, now that we've got our avocados in here, we've got the mash, we're going to add in the remainder of our cilantro. It's about 2 tablespoons of cilantro. We're going to add the remainder, that's the juice of 1 lime. We're going to add a diced whole Roma tomato and 1/4 of a cup of red onion. We left some in there. Let's get some of that out. So you basically are making a guacamole. So if you have a recipe for guacamole that you like, use that. There's nothing that says you have to use my outline here. But you can see just a couple of stirs. We're going to add a little bit of salt to enhance flavor. Remember, you can always take stuff out. I mean, you can't take stuff out, you can always add in, so don't put a lot at the start. I'm going to use my spoon from earlier. Taste that. Needs a little more salt. I'm going to add our pepper now. I tend to add my pepper after my salt, and I've done my tasting, so it doesn't overtake flavor-wise. All right, so just mix that up, and then we're going to be ready to fill. All right, our next step is to actually fill in the egg roll wrapper. We've kept the egg rolls wrapper covered so they don't dry out. We're going to take there's a couple ways you can do this. I'm going to do it this way first so you can see it. So let's go. Take our filling, kind of even it out. This should make about 8 egg rolls. A little bit more. So you figure about 2 tablespoons, maybe a little bit more. All right, so we're going to roll it up and over, and then we're going to bring the sides in. Roll it, get a little water on our finger here so that we can seal it. And that's ready to go. Let's do one more. Get about 2 tablespoons of filling. There we go. I'm going to roll this up. Roll the sides over. Fold them in. I'm going to put some water at the top here so that it'll seal. And we're just going to make sure we close that up. So there you go. We have 2 egg rolls ready to go. All right. So now we're going to come over to our pot of oil and we're going to put them in. All right, so we have our oil heated up to 165. We're going to put each of our egg rolls in. I'm going to use the spider to gently lower them in, but you can use your hand, just be gentle about it because you're going into hot oil. And the way I did that didn't work quite as well as I would have liked. But this should take just a couple of minutes. As long as your oil is up to temperature, you should be able to cook these for about 3 or 4 minutes. You'll see they'll turn golden brown. All we're doing is getting the skin, the egg roll itself, the wrapper, cooked through. And so you know what that looks like. If you haven't ordered an egg roll in your life, you might want to look it up, but they're going to be a deep golden brown. So it won't take very long for that to happen. Just kind of depends on whether or not you have the temperature of your oil correct. And you'll see I'll gently bob them around just for even browning. See how that one is just deciding that she doesn't want to flip over. There we go. And this is also why you don't want to overfill your avocado egg rolls. You don't want things to burst while they're in here. So I'm going to use my tongs because my spoon isn't quite giving me the control that I want. I want this to flip over. I'm just going to hold it there for a second so it's submerged. And that's it. Once they're cooked through, and you can see they're getting there, as far as the wrapper is concerned. See how golden that wrapper is now? So I'm making sure the other side gets fully fried. Yeah, there we are. You can see that. They are ready to go. So we're going to take them out and put them on a sheet pan, which I have right here, that has a rack on it so that any oil that may have collected in there can drain off. And then they're ready to eat. See how golden that is? There we go. There's one. And here's the other. It's time to plate up. Okay, so we have our sauce. We put that in a little bowl to serve on the side. You can also just put it right inside of your dish. I like to keep it separate. So I'm using a serrated knife to cut this open. See how gorgeous that is? Cooked all the way through. So I like to serve these 2 per person. It makes a great appetizer. Look at that. Oh my God. Can't wait to try this. They make a great appetizer. And, you know, frankly, you can actually have it as a meal if you really wanted to. I've done that before. So there you have it. Avocado egg rolls served with an avocado cream sauce. That's delicious. Try it sometime.